Well, she's raining outside. This is all right because it's a perfect time to do something else. Because we had a nice day yesterday. We're still in May. It's not quite June. I put the potatoes in yesterday. They're in, and today we're going to do some more cold weather planting in the rain. Because why not? Now you don't have to water anything, right? You just put them right in the ground. Let nature take care of everything else. So we got that. We got the lettuces. We got what's that? Romaine right there from earlier plant. Got some other good stuff. Let me show you the romaine real fast here. That stuff here I'm gonna probably eat pretty soon. But that's the seeds. And as you can see, just in this form here, which isn't a very good idea, a very good setup, you can see how big they're getting already. So we'll see if I get another good 2-foot romaine out of these seeds again this year. So I'm going to start doing that. I got some wild seed here. There's, what is that plant? Milkweed. Got milkweed right there. There's some other wild seeds and wild stuff. Take those and throw them into wild areas. Getting the spaghetti squash ready to go. Put those in the pucks. I'm trying to get the peppers going here, but not really having too much luck with the peppers yet. So I'm going to soak a bunch of water, warm water, see what happens. Tomatoes are up. More peppers here. A couple more wild plants. These are not store-bought. These are actually from a sugar pumpkin. So we're going to try a couple of those, see what happens. But if not, I still got sugar pumpkin here anyways. Little brats. Little wolfie. Tomatoes are coming up beautiful. And as you can see over there, those are all peppers, but none of them have popped up at all. And tomatoes are doing great though, so it won't be long. Those will be ready. Already got the gardens going. So now we're gonna go and play in the rain. Start planting some stuff. I might do some filming with that if it stops raining for a moment or two. But other than that, until then, I'll talk to you all later. Okay, so now what I got here is I opened up all the spinach, put it all in one little bag here, because we're not going to use all the seeds, right? And like I said, it's raining outside, so we're not going to get the bag all wet and stuff like that. That's probably not a good idea. So what I got in there is I got this New Zealand spinach, this giant noble spinach, and I'm going to try that one. Strawberry spinach. I don't remember if it's edible, but it's there. So that's going to be in one little cluster bag. This one's already a mixture of spinach. This will probably end up, I'll put a bunch of this stuff in pots on deck. That way, when I'm barbecuing or whatever, I have that at hand. So if I'm making burgers or whatever else, and this is there, I can throw that right onto my burger. And then I'm going to have the big mixture. This here is a mixture of all kinds of lettuce. I got some kale in here. I have the romaine in here. And, just throw it in the bag and shake it up. Doesn't have to be in rows, doesn't have to be anything. I just grab it and I sprinkle it around. And, what grows, grows. And if I have to move things and separate them when they're small, I can. It's very easy to do. And then let that fill everything in. Then I'll have my spinach growing in the same area. And I don't know, I might do broccoli and cauliflower and fill in the holes later. Or I might just do those separate, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I was thinking about putting some rosemary and thyme in there, but I might not. We'll see. Other than that, oh yeah, I got the chard in there too. Got some chard. This is, yeah, that's the chard. This is the spinach here. Yep. So there you go. So you just take yourself a little bit of chard. That's all going to be all together. It's going to look good. It's going to be great. And this stuff is delicious, by the way. The seeds are starting to soak into some water. It's good. That's what I want. Got some more seeds I got to try. I'll soak them up in water here for a bit. Hopefully that kicks them off a little bit better. And yeah, on to the outdoors. Well, stop raining for a minute. Right here is where I put all the lettuce and the kale and whatnot, and the spinach. Spinach will be all in this corner. And all you do, except for the spinach I kind of put proper, whatever, sprinkled it in. But basically with all the lettuce and all that, you see me in the bags, I put it in my hands and I shook it all over, spread it around like I'm spreading cheese on a pizza. So, and it's all mixed, right? There's no rows, no nothing. I just put it all in. What grows, grows. And it grows well. Last year, at least, it grew real well. Over here is going to be all the chard. And how I set this up last year is I had all the chard, but I had a space for a little bit extra space for whatever else. So I ended up putting a tomato in here, in amongst the chard as well. Probably won't do that this year. I don't know. I'll put something else in there. Not sure. Potatoes are in. I got two ways of doing it here right now. I have yet to do potatoes in a bucket. I've done potatoes in the ground. And I've also done the potatoes like this multiple times. And even though, like you've seen this on the internet, where you put layers and just keep building it up, so you get lots of potatoes. Well, this here is only 6 inch. And the amount of potatoes I actually got out of this thing last year was unbelievable. I got like a whole sack, like a big bag of potatoes. So I think this year I'm going to put the second layer on, or the second level on, and build it up, just to see how many I can get out of there. That's one full bag in there of potatoes, like you get from the store. That's also a full bag of potatoes. That one's going to be deeper, so we'll see if it goes deeper. And this is also shallow. So we'll see which outperforms the other. This here is a good blend of, you know, it's got a mix of everything in it as far as soil is concerned. That there is more what we call gumbo, so it's a lot thicker. The same with this. This has some gumbo and clay in it, but I put a layer of nice topsoil on, so it doesn't look that bad. But you can tell, like, look how solid that looks. That's hard. That's going to be hard stuff. When it's wet, it's extremely hard. You know, sticky, and so we'll see. So I got different mediums going on here. Mediums, they call it. I also got to find a place for these guys. Saskatoon bushes. I did some small tomatoes in there. Like little pear tomatoes. So pear tomatoes or cherry tomatoes, whatever. I put 2 per pot, and it turned out really nice. Speaking of really nice, what do you think of that? And as you can also probably tell, this is just recycled, used crap pallets that I just threw together with scrap pieces of wood. Same with this one. This one's the same thing. It's got that weird gumbo stuff in it, but my tomatoes did really well on this for a few years now. But as you can see, there's a lot of growth in there now. So it's got a lot of weed and a lot of other stuff growing in here right now. So I'm probably going to end up cleaning this out and put all new stuff in. And I'll reuse this stuff in smaller pots or whatever, so it's easier to weed. And then I can grow whatever in there. And so this is typically what I buy. ProMix number 4. There's also, you know, Sunshine product. Sunshine's good, but I buy the bales. So like 107 liter So you go and you put this in your wherever you're going to have your garden, and you just slice it down the middle, all the way around. Open her up and pour it out. Real nice and easy, and then you break it up, do whatever. A lot less of a mess. If you're doing container gardens, half, depending on the size of the tote or container you're using, half of this will fill a container. So you just have 2 containers ready to go. You split it down the middle, one half on one side and one half on the other, and you're good. Good to go. Smile for the camera, pretty lady. Uh-huh. While they're in there playing with the dogs, we'll go play with the kittens in a bit. And which brings me to this. This is my mound. I started out with one of those bales. That's where I did my pumpkins last year. Now I got 3 of them in here. Yes, it all grows through. Everything grows through it. It's just sitting on the ground. There's nothing underneath it at all. It's simply just to put stuff into for the season. And I've done this plenty of times with squash, watermelons, and now pumpkins. I used to do it further in there. So I had, if you check out one of my later videos, you see I had squash growing into the trees. They're all growing into the trees. So I had squash basically hanging from the trees. But I can't do that anymore now because this is all grown in now. I'll get into why I do stuff like this in a minute. But yeah, so this is going to be, there's going to be some watermelon in here. There's going to be some pumpkins in here. And squash. I don't know what side everything's going to be on, but whatever. Anyway, so we'll go into this little natural area. It is technically a bit of a garbage dump. Somebody's been doing stuff in here, trying to do stuff in here. There's a big hole right there, dug out in behind there, so it's a little bit of a pond for frogs. You can see I got a table and had a setup in here at one time. A couple chairs. But yeah, basically right in here is where I had the garden. You can still see it. Kind of did a bit of mowing in here. But this used to be a big garden, similar thing. It was about, it's a mound in here. You can't see it anymore. But there's at least 6 bales in here. Now this yard has problems. It's a problematic yard. I also used to grow potatoes right there. But like I said, this is a problematic yard because a lot of things didn't really grow back here. I don't know what's going on with the soil, whether something's going on. There's another big mound here from somebody else. I was growing corn in there at one time. But this is a big area, and for some reason, this doesn't produce a lot of, like, it's green now. But before, this was just awful. Nothing really grew in here. So I let it go natural. So it, you know, replenishes itself naturally. Basically giving it back and burning off whatever's in here and getting it back to nature. So now you got nice soft ground. Got a lot of good mud, good solid stuff going on in here now. Because I'm doing mounds in here, now you're getting actually good soil in here. And so on and so forth. I'm still trying to terraform the backyard to do the same thing, because even in the back there it's, oh look, already some natural stuff going in. Yeah. So I'm in the backyard. See, I got these things too now. Even in the backyard, I don't have much growing back there. Like the grass is a lot more greener and thicker than it used to be. The moss is really nice and green now. And basically in the back 40 here, I'll let that all go natural too, because not much grow in here. Like, I try to grow trees back here, not very successful. I got one still growing, and then whatever pops out on their own. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this yard, but I'm glad it is now starting to look like something. Took a while, but what are you gonna do? Just keep on throwing natural stuff back there and hope for the best. Like, look how green that's getting. Look at that moss. That's what you want to see. The other thing about doing stuff in the nature, natural stuff, letting things go natural, is you get natural stuff like this. This is horsetail. For those of you who don't know, horsetail is good for removing heavy metals out of your system. So I got a little bit of this. I'm probably going to see about, because I always wanted to try it. I'm going to cut it up and make some horsetail tea or something out of it. I also got sage growing back there. I got a lot of natural stuff growing back there right now. So there you go. Horsetail.